Hello viewers, welcome to Wisdom and Knowledge. This channel is dedicated for UPSC and TNPSC Tamil aspirants. Today we are going to discuss a current affairs topic about Chinese build-up in Galwan once again and their game plan in Galwan Valley. The eventual game plan of these Chinese incursions in the Galwan Valley seems to be to desist India from carrying out any new construction beyond the confluence of the Shyok Galwan River. These Chinese also seek to restrict Indian petrol to the same point, located 4.5 km from the line of actual control rather than until petrol point 14, which is 500 meters from the border and marks the status quo before the People Liberation Army incursions began in May. The Chinese have been objecting to the 60-meter long bridge over the Shyok River, which was completed by India during the standoff earlier this month. The real problem was certain construction being carried out by India beyond the confluence point. India remained tight-lipped about the exact nature of this construction, but indicated that it was some kind of a track, possibly a temporary structure meant to ease the movement of the person and not vehicles. To reach patrolling point 14, the patrol team had to wade through the water about 5 times. Fresh satellite images presumably also shows a new wall kind of structure which seems to have been built by India. This comes amid increased Chinese presence in the area and the reappearance of the Chinese observation point on India's side of the LAC. Chinese pushed in the Galwan Valley. According to the understanding establishment earlier at the local level, Indians would patrol until patrol point 14. However, the Chinese now seem to be trying to push ahead. While Chinese have laid claim to the entire Galwan Valley in government announcement, the Chinese in talks at various levels have demanded that the Indian patrol team should not cross the confluence of Shyok and Galwan. The Galwan Valley is strategically important for both sides because it gives India direct access to Aksai Chin Indian territory under Chinese occupation. The External Affairs Minister spokesperson said, in early May, the Chinese side had taken action to hinder India's normal tradition patrolling pattern in the Galwan Valley area. Bunkers, tent and storage units for military hardware are visible in an area where last month was nothing. Fighting between the nuclear armed powers over the disputed frontiers has prompted alarm. Chinese casualties were also reported but not confirmed. The latest images were published as the side hold talks to diffuse tension. The fresh satellite image dated 22 June are from space technology company Maxar. The structures, which appears to have been built by China overlooking the Galwan River, were not visible in aerial photographs earlier in June. Since the clash, and amid spiraling rhetoric, the two nations have tried to publicly calm tension. Chinese capabilities. In the last couple of weeks, the Chinese forces have brought in heavy air superiority aircraft like the Sukhoi 30 and its strategic bombers to the rear locations which have been detected flying near the Indian territory, maintaining the 10-kilometer plus distance from the boundary. China has 2,100 plus fighters, jet and bombers. India has around 550, but People Liberation Army force can deploy only a limited number of fighters to LAC quickly. Most Chinese air bases facing India are at a high altitude, severely restricting weapon and fuel carrying capacity of fighters. IAA fighters like Sukhoi 30, Mirage 2000 and MiG-29 are technically advanced comparing to PLAAF fighters. You can take a pause here to understand the current scenario of Pangong Tso. Sources said that the Chinese choppers have been flying there close to the Indian LAC in all the troubled sectors including the subsector Daulatbeg Oldie, Galwan Valley near patrolling point 14, 15, 17 and 17A with the Pangong Tso Fingers area where they are now moving closer to the Finger 3 area. The Chinese army has done military build-up not only just in Ladakh but also in other sectors including Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh, wherever it shares border with us. The build-up include troops and heavy weaponry which are deployed in rear positions. The Indian Army too rushed its troops in fighting formation to the forward post in the aforementioned sectors to prevent the possibility of any misadventure by China. India has accused China of unilaterally altering the line of actual control, The PLA came to the perceived point of LAC and has erected massive structures there. So India is further enhancing its capabilities to in terms of men and infrastructure. India is engaging China both military and diplomatically, but forces on the ground are being prepared for a long haul. Doklam took 73 days. This may also take a while longer, and that's why more troops are being sent there. There are some challenges to be faced by Indian Army. High altitude challenge. The India-China clashes have always seen high altitude warfare. Mountain warfare was one of the most dangerous types of combat, and it involves surviving not only combat with the enemy but also with the extreme weather and dangerous terrain. High altitude warfare is fought keeping the terrain and weather in mind. The kind of infrastructure and training that the troops required of high altitude warfare are key factors. Non-battle casualties, acclimatization. This process takes few days in mountain as the oxygen supply reduces drastically and risk of hypothermia is also there. Things move very slow in the mountains and mobilization of troops consume time. Advanced unit can carry only 2 to 3 days ration with them. The load carrying capacity of individuals reduced drastically. Thus time and place need to be kept on top priority when deciding where the troops have to be stationed and how they have to be mobilized. Maintaining supply lines for food, equipment and maintenance of machinery, mules are often used to carry supplies to forward posts. We have Indian Army as a force multiplier. The Indian-China border is mostly Himalayan mountains. India is considered a hub of mountain warfare skill since most of the countries north and northeast require such skills. The Indian Army is the largest mountain fighting force across the world with more than 2 lakhs of troops in 12 divisions. The harshness of the terrain for a specialized kind of training to prepare soldiers in terms of mindset and acclimatization, basic and advanced training in mountaineering to make them equipped for mountain warfare. Other skills like rockcraft are also to be trained. Almost all units have this trainer who keep troops well equipped and efficient to meet any contingency. So that's all for today. See you soon in my next lecture. If you like the lecture, please hit the thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe it. Thanks for watching.